Hello and welcome. This is a special edition pick a card reading. Today we're doing ASMR style pick a card. Now, if you're new to ASMR, I suggest you get some earbuds or headphones because that is how ASMR is intended to be enjoyed. Now today, we are going to do 2 pick a card readings. And you can choose whichever pile you like. However, because this is pick a card and ASMR, I suggest perhaps watching both, and at the end of the video we'll be doing a little closing out, some positive affirmations, and just some general feel good before we finish. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Cheryl Harnish. Hi. And I am the author of The Path of the Soul, Divine Guidance, and Return of Spirit Oracle decks. Now, I thought perhaps it would be nice if we took some time to smudge our energy before the reading. And I don't know about you, but I always feel better after I do any sort of energy cleansing. And if it makes you feel good, why not? So, I'm celebrating my very first ASMR video. And to celebrate, I'm bringing out all my favorite things. Smudging is definitely one of them. So we have our shell, and this is my favorite smudge of all times. It's called A Spiritus del Andy. And I'm not very good at Spanish, So, I'm Canadian. I parlez-vous français. But Spanish, y hablo español. However, these are probably the most divine incense smudge that I've ever encountered. And no, I'm not affiliated with this brand at all. These are handmade in the Andes by indigenous people. And when we're done, I will put a link to them, because it's always nice to share the things that bring us joy. Just share that light with other people. So, they're wrapped in this paper, and they come as little sticks. They're like a drug. They're so beautiful. I was actually given these from this beautiful man that I met when I was touring in Sweden, teaching intuition. Workshops. His name was Kailash. And because they are my favorite, and there's so few in here, I've only burnt them on very special occasions. This is one of them. So, we have the lighter. I love watching fire. It's mesmerizing. Okay. So we'll just smudge around your head and feet. And with this, we have to go gentle, because it burns quite quickly. There. This is like energy cleansing by proxy. And by that it means there is no space, distance, or time between us, even though we perceive it that way. And the intention of doing this energy work or intuitive work is enough to make it actually work and happen, because we are all one. one divine, aware consciousness operating as individual consciousness. So, my beautiful soul, let's get ready to do a card reading. Okay, I'm going to draw some cards with each reading. So we'll take these cards that are here now, and then during the reading, we'll add some more live. If you're not familiar with my work, all of the images on the cards are fractal art. And fractal art is akin to sacred geometry. And fractal mathematics describe, in essence, it describes to the energy how to form itself into reality. So everything in the natural world is created based on fractal geometry. And that includes us and even our DNA. And DNA has been shown to use a type of fractal communication between DNA strands. It's pretty amazing. So I find that the images, the fractal images, carry a lot of power. There's a lot of energy. And there's multiple levels of information contained within each of the images. And just one fractal can take weeks and weeks to make. And I start with a base fractal called a Mandelbrot. And I apply a fractal formula on top of that. And then I wait for the image to render on my screen. And I never know what it's going to look like. I have no control. Which is a very good thing for me. Because I'm a bit of a, maybe a little bit OCD. Just a little. And once that renders, I wait. And intuitively, I feel guided to what is the next formula to apply to the image. And so they're made in layers like that. And so when shapes and symbols show up in the fractals, to me, I feel like that is the universe working through the art to bring through these messages. So, it brings me a lot of joy to be able to share this work with other people and help them receive the guidance that they need, but especially to help them tap into their own intuition. Because we all are intuitive. Yes. Even you. even you. So, our choices today. The first one is our baby Buddha. Now, I had a dilemma when I first got this Buddha because I didn't know what he should be named. So, we had a little naming contest on one of my other videos, and it was a very close tie between the Gaia Buddha, because he looks like he's holding the world in his hands, Gaia Buddha, and the manifesting Buddha. And so I decided to go with the manifesting Buddha because to me that really represents, because we are God incarnated and we are creating every single moment of our reality, whether we're consciously or unconsciously doing it. So, our choice number one is going to be our manifesting Buddha. And choice number two is the peace Buddha. He's otherwise known as Squishy Face Buddha. He's just cute as heck. So, take your time in choosing. And if you would like to hear both, please do listen to both. And check back in at the end for a special little ending. Let's get started. Hello, 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 hello. Group number one. My beautiful, 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 beautiful souls. Let's have ourselves a reading. We will take our little manifesting Buddha and we will put him right here. Okay, so let's see which way. Okay, we're facing this way. And we have consciousness. And I'm pretty sure this one has not come out in quite some time. Healing with intention. Blossoming. Oh, and empowerment. Oh, okay. You guys have drawn out some of the power cards, that's for sure. Now, I would say that, especially with the consciousness card being here, that a big part of this message is about changing your thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, coming to new understandings. And when we do that, it changes the core base program that we run on. And with the empowerment card being out, this is about doing that personal growth work, the shadow work, and really healing our minds, our subconscious beliefs and patterns, so that we no longer continue to create the same circumstances and situations out here in our lives. So, now that we have given the cards a little shuffle, we're going to choose ourselves 2 cards. And I usually like to pull them before I have a chance to think about it. Because the mind always wants to take over what intuition is working on. And the mind has no business in our intuitive affairs. Wow. Okay. This is when I'm really glad that I've pulled the cards on camera. Because the first card that we have is the worthy card. And the next one is take flight. Now, to me, these two are describing the work that needs to be done and what is happening for you, where it's moving you. So this first card that we have, it's called Healing with Intention. And I always say this in the videos, that where we have spirals, wherever we have spirals, we have growth and healing happening. There's expansion happening for us. Because universal energy moves in spirals. That's how galaxies are created, is in this spiraling movement. So this could be physical, although I feel like what they're talking about is getting this in order, and then because of the consciousness card, that when we really begin to dive into our beliefs and perceptions, that it also changes our reality. However, our mind and emotions are quite powerful. And when we suffer from depression or long-term stress, it taxes the body physically, because we are the Holy Trinity, mind, body, spirit. And so it feels to me like there's some issues that have come up physically, that whether you may be suffering something more severe, I don't know, because it's a general reading. However, I do feel like there is some fatigue, tiredness, sleeplessness, that sort of thing, the effects of what you've been going through. And with that Healing with Intention card coming saying to you, good job. You've recognized that you need to do this work on yourself, and moving into that area of life, even though it can be scary to really begin to face ourselves and face our shadow. That process is very cleansing. It's empowering. And the reason I say that is because for you guys, we have the empowerment card. So with the other card that came out here, worthy, to me, this is saying that a lot of this work that you have to do is around your own value, how you value yourself, what you feel your true worth is, and not the affirmations like we'll say, oh, I am worthy, I am valuable. But when a circumstance happens outside of us and that inner feeling just pangs inside of us and says, I'm not worth it. I'm not good enough, and I'm not. And I'm not. And that voice tries to take us down. This is about you coming to that place where you can really get a hold of that voice and put it into the light, meaning bring it out into conscious awareness and accepting and acknowledging that voice and being present with it, not trying to change it, not trying to suppress it and push it away, but to just be with it. And as you be with it and sit with it in that presence, it becomes apparent that this thought or belief, it's not grounded in actual reality, and they begin to lose their power over us. We go, oh, it's that old tape playing. Okay, I feel it and I accept this, but I'm still continuing forward. I'm not allowing this to stop me. And I'm choosing a new way to perceive my interactions with other people so that I look for and find my worth and value in all my interactions, instead of looking for how we are not valued, how we are not worthy, or how we are not lovable. Because that whole story has been created by the false self. And so with that consciousness card coming out, that's talking about coming away from the false self and into our true self, into divine awareness. And this is a huge part of your empowerment, my love. This is a big part of your journey right now. So I feel like the universe is saying, good for you. You're doing it. You've taken the road less traveled. You've taken the road that many cower from. They do. And you've been doing the work, or will be starting this work, and will continue because you'll see the benefits. The other card that we have here is the blossoming card. And I couldn't have put 4 cards together better myself. So I find this really exciting. With the blossoming card, I mean, this looks very much like a flower. And this flower, it's like an opening, because when we are in this old mindset, we kind of hide behind a wall. And because we hurt so much, we feel like we need to hold our heart, protect it, keep it safe from the world out there. And this blossoming card is talking about opening yourself and your life, opening up and becoming more congruent to who you really are, but also that by working away these layers of the false self, that it allows us to begin to express ourselves in our truest form, our truest expression, which is the light. We are a divine spark. And that is talking about really beginning to see our good qualities, seeing our worth and value, our gifts, how we benefit other people just in our beingness without even having to try. That your smile, your companionship, just being here, you make a difference in this world. And this is about you coming to see that for your own self. And the other card that's sitting here is the Take Flight card. Now, with the Take Flight card, it is this beautiful butterfly. And I don't know if you can see, but it's made of all these tiny, tiny butterflies here, all around. And these small butterflies create like a chain link. And so part of what this card is talking about is to put yourself back out into the world, to begin to rejoin the world with this new perception and with this intention of healing your mind and your heart to being who you truly are, and not giving one crap about who likes you, who doesn't, who accepts you, who doesn't. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. You come from this place of empowerment. And honestly, when we come from that place of being truly authentic to ourselves, people gravitate to us. We all love and admire people who are true to themselves. And this is about you getting out in the world and making more social contacts. And I feel like because the worthy card sits with it, that these new connections that you're making, they're going to be with people who are more like-minded, understanding, compassionate. But a part of what this card is also talking about is allowing yourself out there to start making more social connections, because you also bring love, compassion, and acceptance to the table. And others need that just as much as we do. So, you guys are in this incredible place of growth right now. You have some wonderful changes coming up for you. And I want to encourage you to keep at it, keep going. Don't let whatever circumstances are happening now to deter you, okay? All right. I wish you much love. I really do. And I'll see you at the end of the video. Take care. Bye-bye. 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 Hello, group number 2. Hello. Welcome, my beautiful souls. Let's get ready for a card reading. We'll take our little peace Buddha. Put him over there. this way. Ooh, okay. So we have Kuan Yin, and she is master number 33. Oh. Fairies. Sorry, I have 3 decks. I had to remember. This one is called Fairies, and I don't think that either of these cards have been out very much. Ooh, nice. This one is called Heart Centered, and I can literally feel the energy pouring off of this card. And we have On Target. It's kind of funny. The 2 cards that came from the Divine Guidance deck are nearly almost identical in color format. It's like the universe knew it was going to be on camera today. Now, this is talking about relationships. However, it isn't necessarily just intimate relationships. This one is talking about it can be friendships, work circumstances and situations. With this Fairies card coming out, it's telling me that there's been some relating issues of relating that have been causing you grief, and perhaps hooking you in emotionally and mentally. I often find that when the Fairies card comes out, that our heads are almost consumed with the situation that's happening, and that our minds are playing it over and over. You know, the I wish I had a said, I should have said, you know, that kind of thing. When I shuffle cards, it just does something to really help me connect to the deck. We almost had one fall out. Okay, so just to get a little bit more clarity around this reading before I read it, I am going to draw us just a couple more cards here. And I feel like I need this card. And yeah, this one. Okay. I just have this feeling that I'm going to need to pull one more card. I don't know why that is. Okay. So, let's see what our nice. Okay. So we have frequency shift. And usually when that one comes out, it's telling me things are feeling unstable for you, but that it's moving in a new direction. There's 2 cards in the Return of Spirit deck that talk about shifting. And both of them are saying, as we're making these adjustments, things don't always feel solid and stable. So it's kind of like a reassurance and prayers. Now I love this because with all this gold type energy, the gold it points to self-empowerment, like coming into your truth and into your power. And the other thing with this card is, with the prayers card, often we think of prayer as only being, like I talk to Spirit, God, the universe, whatever you call that higher power. I talk to them, it, him, her, God, and I don't hear anything back. It's just me talking out into the ethereal realm with no answer. It's just a big, my voice echoing. And I know it can feel that way. But with this card showing up, it's like the universe is saying to you that you are being heard. And I feel like you guys are going through a bit of a tough time right now. And I also feel like a part of this message is that you are not alone in what you're going through, that you are being heard. And the other thing with the prayers card, I've started to notice lately that often it points to manifesting as well, because our true self, God's self, lives within the imaginative faculty. And when we visualize better outcomes for ourselves, better outcomes for other people, that is another form of communion with God or the universe. So I have to say that I feel like a part of the message coming through with the prayers card is you are being heard, but also that it is about taking the time to visualize and play out these new outcomes, the outcomes, even if the event or situation has passed, to imagine the outcome you would have liked to have had, to feel the feeling of that outcome coming to fruition, that, there was a resolution and things were peaceful or whatnot, whatever applies to your situation. Now, with this very magic card, I'm hoping that it will show up. It actually matches, the colors match. So, with the fairy magic card, in here it looks like this spider web. And these fairies are more like sprites in the sense that they have a wild, see that fiery kind of energy kind of coming out here. And this is talking about being in situations with people where, things have not been amicable. And with the web being there, it sort of represents how we can get immersed in other people's BS. And, we get stuck into it almost like we are that little fly on a web. And usually that happens because whatever is going on in that situation, there's an emotional hook in there that plays on some of our beliefs about ourselves. And we want to rectify it and prove that these old beliefs that say negative things about ourselves, that they aren't true. And so we get stuck playing out this drama kind of thing. And then it becomes a battle of will and egos, And our true selves kind of get lost in this drama kind of playing out. So with the fairies magic card, I keep calling it fairy magic. It's not. I'm a total liar. It's just called fairies. Only fairies. With this card, it is talking about making a conscious effort to detach from the situation and to detach from the people and create space and distance for you within this so that you can come from a place that's very solid, grounded, and when you do make an approach to interact, that you're doing it from a place that is heart-centered and more authentic, so that we're not in a place of return attack or, trying to get that power position over someone else or fighting to not let someone else have a power position over us. And I say that because this heart-centered card is here. And this card is about us operating from our heart and not our mind, especially. It is the ego, the false identity of who we think we are, that gets caught up in these situations out here in our reality. But the heart, there's so much being taught about the power of the heart right now. And I had wrote about this 15 years ago in my book, that even the key to our intuitive development is through the heart center. The heart is the key to our true selves. And so by making space in this situation and detaching from the situation, it gives you the opportunity to come back into center, back into yourself, back into your heart, so that your words and your actions are congruent with your heart, that you're not saying things that you regret later or taking actions that you regret later, that whatever actions you do take, that you know they are for your best and highest good, and that they are for the other person's best and highest good, so for the highest resolution for all involved. Now, this is very interesting to me that the Kuan Yin card has come out. Now, with Kuan Yin, the biggest message with her is about coming from a place of compassion. And I know that when you're reeling in some of these situations, these personal encounters, it can be so difficult to detach and come from a place from your heart and compassion but that is what you're being asked to do. Because remember that people can only act to the level of consciousness that they're functioning at right now. So even though you know that this person could do better, could be a better person, whatever the words are, they can only act and behave according to the level of consciousness that they are operating in at this time. And sometimes we wear our wounds so attached to our wounds, and we carry them around on us that our hurts actually come out and bump and scrape and claw at other people, even when we don't. Our inner hearts don't want that to happen. And so there's something about coming at this situation from a place of compassion for the other people. And I know that takes work, and you do have to be brave. You have to be brave to be able to really face the shadow aspects that are happening in these relationships. But just know that these are all happening for your greatest good, for your growth, for you to overcome and then eventually not have this manifest out in your life anymore. Now, the other thing that this card is talking about, though, is about you having compassion for yourself. And sometimes having compassion for ourselves is the hardest of all. Sometimes it's easier to forgive other people than it is to forgive ourselves. And so, in essence, this is about treating yourself with the same love, kindness, and respect that you would like others to treat you with. To see that you too have only been operating to the level of consciousness that you're in, and that you are learning and growing from this, and giving yourself the space and compassion and love to say, okay, maybe I didn't do everything the way that I hoped I had or could have, but I have learned, and I can do better, and I will do better. And coming from a place of compassion, of understanding that because of, our old hurts and wounds that are still living inside of our consciousness, that we drew that situation to us. But ultimately, it's to help us overcome that and grow past it. And that is why with the frequency shift card, there is also the on target card. So it feels to me like a part of this message is saying that what you are doing to come to peaceful resolutions, or really just do what you need to do to make sure your heart is protected and taken care of, and still act with the integrity of how you truly want to be out here in this world, that is shifting your energy, and it's shifting the energy of the situation. And I want to remind you about the visualizing and manifesting, because that visualizing does shift the energy of outcomes in these situations. And that card is telling you, it's like encouraging you. It literally looks like a bullseye, right? Right smack in the center of this energy swirl. And so this is Spirit's way of saying that you are on target, you are doing the right thing, and you will do better. You will do even more of the right thing when you come to this place of operating through your heart and having compassion for both yourself and the other people. Now, you guys have a lot of work to do, but these situations, they're going to be clearing up. And your first and foremost job is to love you and to love yourself first. Then love the other people. So, I wish you much love, and I'll see you in just a minute for the ending of the video. The universe is with you. They hear your prayers. You are loved, my love. You are loved. I'll see you in a minute. Hi. So, this has been absolutely amazing for me. And I hope it was for you as well. I love ASMR. And when I was going through some really dark nights of the soul and knee deep in my own healing and process and journey, I stumbled upon ASMR. And from there, I found some very beautiful ASMR artists who were spiritual and really worked with people to help shift their energy and lift them up when they needed that hand. And when we do ASMR, when we engage with it, it actually puts us in a altered state of consciousness, similar to the state of when we're driving a car, and the conscious mind just kind of drifts, and it opens the subconscious, and the subconscious becomes more susceptible and can receive information much easier. So when we are in this altered state, we need to be mindful of what is going in here, because ultimately what goes in here is manifested again back out in our world around us. So, because I am now officially an ASMR addict, I listen to it every day. I wanted to pay it forward to you, and I hope that you get the benefits that I received through watching ASMR videos. And I want you to know that you absolutely are. You absolutely are valuable. You are more precious than the sun. You are divine light. You are love incarnated into this little human body. And sometimes we forget who we really are. It's so easy to forget. We get caught up in life and the dream that we're dreaming ourselves to be this human. But in reality, the truth pure awareness. You, you, you are pure awareness. You are love. You are worthy. You are valuable. And you are cherished beyond measure. The universe wants nothing more than for us to succeed and for us to feel and experience the love that we truly are. And just know that no matter what circumstances you are in right now, those circumstances will change. And you will be okay. You will always be okay. Shh. It's going to be okay. You, my beautiful soul, are so beautiful. You are so valuable. You are important. You are important to the grand plan. You make a difference right here in this world. Your life has meaning. You do have purpose. And part of your journey is to discover your greatness, to embrace your greatness, and let your greatness shine, because we need you. The world needs you. The world needs you, because together we all help to uplift each other. Ultimately, we're all here to help each other evolve and grow and return to source. And you play a very important role. So don't listen to that inner voice. So don't listen to any voice inside of you that says otherwise, because it's just not true. It's not. So thank you for being here, and for being here. I appreciate you. I honor you. I honor the God within you. Namaste. Namaste, my beautiful soul. Until next time.